All good. Here's my sticking up. All right, we're live. I'm live. Oh, did it catch me saying that comment?
Probably.
Look, hair's not sticking up. I'm okay.
You're okay.
Don't have anything between my teeth.
No.
Hello, everyone. It's time for our Natchez Renewal Radio. We're coming on a little early this evening because I've got something after this. It's been a long day, busy day. Been a good day. Every day's a good day.
Glad they said good 7 p.m. WTYJ. AM 1240, Butler, my answer to this as we promised you. It's going to be the Natchez Renewal Radio Show. I'm a little bit early today. Got a lot of great things going on. Got a big weekend. Lots of plans going on this weekend. Of course, he's in the studio now. It's been ripping and raining all day long. Good evening, man. How you doing today?
Hello, Calvin. I'm good. How are you?
Well, good, man.
Great.
He was making sure we had enough fireworks for the weekend, making sure we had enough parties for Hank Williams Jr. and the big show that's going on this weekend. It's 4th of July weekend, and everybody excited.
Man, I know. Right around the corner. And we just had a meeting a little while ago talking about it. And all of our preparations, making sure we're ready. And I thought, man, and it's only Tuesday. Feels like it should be Friday. We've already, between Monday and today, it's been a week, it feels like. But it is going to be a great weekend. I was told, Calvin, that they have sold over 7,000 tickets. And what that means to Natchez, economic development, bringing people here, their money, spending that money. Looking forward to a nice sales tax check next month.
Yeah, after being shut down for almost a little over a year with the pandemic, I'm quite sure that the tax collector and the revenue that's coming into this area, that this money is going to be dispersed to, is definitely welcoming all these folks, the hotels, the restaurants. Matter of fact, I got a thing the other day from Visit Natchez that they're asking people if they would please stay open on Sunday to help accommodate some of the guests that we're looking forward to having in town.
That's right. We need to make sure everyone knows, hey, we've got over 7,000 people in town this weekend. And, we're going to have more than that, Calvin. It's going to be a lot of people. So it's a good opportunity for restaurants, businesses to remain open Sunday all through the day into the evening because there are going to be a lot of people in town.
And that's a great thing. Yeah, and the 4th of July has always been big anyway when it came to the fireworks show and bringing your family downtown to see the fireworks. So we're going to have the fireworks show in conjunction with a concert.
Yeah.
Now, I understand that Hank Williams Jr. had made some investment in this community when it comes to property.
We understand that. I believe it's his daughter.
Okay.
She's bought some property. That is exciting news. I believe not only property to live in, but property to have businesses in. She's an entrepreneur, we're told, and I understand she's a musician as well.
Well, that's great for this community, great for the state of Mississippi, but definitely great for Natchez. Having a conversation with Dustin earlier about different business that's coming to downtown Natchez. He told me that most of the buildings downtown has been taken or have a contract on it where someone's getting ready to move in. So that's a great boost.
That's right.
And I think I probably wasn't here for the last show. You talked about the Kmart expansion that they had going on.
Yes.
There's a lot of great things, and as you ride around, you see there's definitely jobs here. Everywhere you see is a sign saying now hiring.
Oh, it's great. There are a lot of jobs out there. And we have jobs in the city of Natchez. We need firefighters. We need police officers. We need individuals in our public works department. And our human resources director, Caroline Deason, has been working very hard to get this information out there, utilizing the city's website. Dustin, you've been helping with that. We've got a great jobs page, a link on our website for people to look at jobs we have in the city. And then we've been utilizing Indeed, and we are getting out there on other platforms as well, just trying to get word out. We have jobs in Natchez, a far cry from where we were a year ago. And also, let me tell you about this. It's getting to the point where my days are so full that I'm actually having to meet with economic developers and investors at night. And just over the last 2 weeks, I've taken people on economic development tours of Natchez at night. One group, my schedule wouldn't work, their schedule wouldn't work. We only had one night to get together. Didn't get to see them until I think we were getting in the car close to 10 o'clock that night. Didn't get home till 11:30, and they loved what they saw. But investors who are coming in looking at Natchez right now, Calvin, are expressing a little frustration because they'd love to be able to just buy something, move in ready, and boom, they're done. And as said just a few minutes ago, we don't have those properties now. They were available, but most major properties around Natchez that were considered move-in ready are no longer available. Even the old Kmart is now taken, and so investors are now having to look at, can they renovate? And even the old buildings downtown that need renovation are now under contract. And so now we're showing them vacant lots. We're showing them areas that could be developed. I've shown quite a number of investors the old Tracetown property out there across from Merit Health. I've shown a number of investors a piece of property adjacent to the golf course called Inglewood, which would make for great condominiums. I've been taking them on undeveloped tracks along the river south of town. We've been talking to people about space at our industrial park. It just goes on and on, and that doesn't even count all of the residential real estate deals that have been done. And so the Natchez renewal, it is happening.
Yeah, that's a great thing. That's one of the things that you campaign on, rebuilding Natchez, and Natchez is definitely in the phase of rebuilding right about now. Like say, I know the housing market is moving houses. The interest rates are at a great low price. People are hiring. Like say downtown, downtown has actually picked up because the economic development channel them used to give these a possibility tours, trying to get people to look at buildings that was just actually vacant, and they haven't been able to do that because there's nothing vacant right now.
I know. The economic development possibilities tour now includes vacant property. They're going to have to build something. And they tell us that our building permits are up. We have already surpassed just these 6 months. We're at the end of June. We've already surpassed everything we've done in any year looking back in time. I think you have to go way back to find, I don't know that there's even a year that competes and that compares with the growth we've experienced. And they're talking about us in Jackson. I understand we have been the talk of economic development meetings and gatherings of political leaders. Natchez is said to be one of the fastest growing economies in the state right now. We had an economic developer tell us yesterday that we have more economic development occurring in Natchez than they do in the largest city in Mississippi. That would be Jackson. So that's pretty exciting.
It really is, and of course, you along with the board of Alderman has been making preparations for the expansion because with the river boats coming in and the new dock and everything coming in, boats are able to come back to town, and there's people coming to town. No, on Tuesday, I guess it was Tuesday and Thursday, maybe more days now, but I know they got the buses back. The boats back coming to town, and you make preparations to have extra docks to get.
We've had quite a number of meetings on that just over the last couple of weeks. We're working on the plan for Silver Street, but we also are excited to see that American Cruise Lines is now stepping up so much. They're just one, you've got American Queen and Viking, but they are now building more ships. They're projecting that by next year they will go from 4 ships to 6, and then their goal is 7, and then over the next couple of years, 3 years maybe, they'll be up to 8 ships. And they're the first riverboat company that has now announced plans to us to start offering overnight packages in Natchez, where they'll literally dock and stay. And their guests can get off the boat and stay overnight here in Natchez. So that's going to be great for the economy. When you think that that cruise company alone is right now bringing well over 1,000 people a week to Natchez. And just think if those folks can be staying overnight and spending their money here, that's jobs. That is jobs. I want to talk about some other things with regard to all this growth and excitement, Calvin. We had a fantastic event at the Forks of the Road a week ago Friday, and it was one of the most important events, moving events I've ever had the pleasure of being a part of. To see our community come together in such a beautiful way as we signed over land to the federal government, to the National Park Service, and that land is now in their hands. More parcels are going to be added, and we're working on more and more money that will be appropriated for the purchase of important land in that area. We're looking at close to $1 million that is being made available for the purchase of land. But what's so significant is this has garnered national press for us. Just shared with me Sunday, someone in Little Rock, Arkansas, the statewide newspaper there, a full color, full page article about our Forks of the Road ceremony. It's been all over the country, and is sending a message that Natchez has made such progress and is now, while other communities have been dealing with so much division and hate, we are a community really coming together in a beautiful way, in a positive way. The other thing I'm excited about is recreation. And just last night, we revealed our design for the restored youth center for the North Natchez Park. And today we had a meeting. We're getting everything in place so that our next board meeting, we can actually go about hiring the architect and then embarking upon the restoration project for the youth center at North Natchez Park. The other part of that is we're working at getting that bond issue done so that by August we'll be getting the money in to not only restore North Natchez Park, but important work we're going to do at all of the parks, to include Duncan Park, to include Concord, Jack Way, all of the others. So that's exciting. A lot of good things happening.
It is, and everybody's trying to get recreation going, like I said, and revitalize those areas. Not only would you have business, but you also have recreational stuff going on. So it's all kind of coming together.
It is. It's coming together. I want to tell you, though, something that's in the news and that people might be asking about is the city was approached by a property owner on Myrtle Avenue. They own the towers, and they asked to buy the adjacent property, which is known as the old General Hospital property. Well, this has brought about some controversy because I think everyone will remember that General Hospital property, there was an RFP a few years back under the previous administration, and there was a proposal accepted that would have not sold the property but allowed someone to come in and operate a senior living center there. Well, that program met with a lot of backlash in the community. There was a lawsuit over it. And there were, as I understand it, 52 property owners in that neighborhood that came out completely against that project. Well, I've been criticized, and I understand, people get upset, and you wish you could just please everyone, Calvin. But this is the thing. I believe in fairness, and I believe in being a mayor for the entire community. And I think it's a dangerous precedent to set to say that we're going to allow something in a neighborhood over the objections of that neighborhood, even if it means forcing it upon a neighborhood when you have 100% objection to it. And I have to look out for the whole city. And I know people have said, oh, you're just being really unfair here. But this is the thing. I told the Natchez Democrat today, I said, I don't care if the development is on Oak Street or Daisy Street, on Main Street or on MLK. if we have a development and we have 100% of the community around that development opposed to it, then I'm not going to support any dictatorship form of government that would force that down the throats of those individuals. If we allow it in this instance, then we would be then obliged to allow that in every instance. And I have to be there to make sure we have protections for every ward in every neighborhood, because people have a right to express an opinion about what is there in their neighborhood where they live. And I'll also say this too. Yes, we need more housing and we need good housing. And hopefully there's some good places where this can occur. But this city does not have a good track record when it comes to some of these federally subsidized housing projects. And until we correct some of the wrongs that have taken place there, places where people came in and were given federal money to do projects and then pocketed money, did projects halfway, or did projects that have not been maintained. And we meet with citizens who are in substandard housing now where proper measures have not been enforced. And until we get that current federally subsidized housing to a better level, I say, let's not do any more. We need to make sure that all across Natchez, people are not only having places to live, but decent places to live. And so I just felt like I should say that. But the bottom line is that is an ongoing discussion. The board tabled a discussion on this just last night. I'm sure it will come back up at a future meeting. And I just want everyone to hear my position, Calvin, because I know a lot is talked about and said, well, the mayor's this way, the mayor's that way. So I just want everyone to hear from me, just how I feel about it.
Well, Mayor, I learned, as a supervisor, they want to do this housing, Section 42 housing, that the developer can come in, build a house in this community and not have to pay property taxes, and that wasn't fair to the developer that were paying. And I learned one thing in being an elected official: if you devote your conscience and go home at night and sleep because you feel like you've done the best thing for the community, that's all you can do.
That's right. That's right.
It. I mean,
you just said a mouthful there, Calvin. Thank you. If you can do something, if you can vote your conscience and then go home and then sleep well at night, because this is really the bottom line. How can you override 100% of a community and then be able to look them in the eye the next day? And especially when these are people who are looking to us to take care of our city and to be sensitive to their concerns. If I'm going to be sensitive to the concerns of one community, one neighborhood, I have to be sensitive to the concerns of every neighborhood. And also, I don't like bullying. I don't like it when people gang up and they try to, and this happens in America a lot, and it divides communities, and it's a dangerous thing. People love to play the race card, and that has done so much damage to America. And under my watch here as mayor of Natchez, I'm not going to play those kind of politics, and I'm not going to give much time and much ear to those who do, because I really believe that is the politics of division. And I'm more about working together, moving forward, and being sensitive to every community and every neighborhood.
And I want to clarify myself. I'm not endorsing whatever took place because I wasn't involved in it. But it's been time that I voted solo against the other four board members because that's how I felt about the situation. And if you don't don't stand for something, you fall for anything.
That's true. That's true. You know, one of my favorite books, I still have it. It's a little paperback book. It won a major award for John F. Kennedy when he was a United States Senator. The book is called Profiles in Courage, and it actually talks about individuals in history who are willing to take that tough stand. May not have been popular, but they took that stand for what they knew to be right. And we can't always please everybody. But when we have taken that oath to do our best for not just a part of the city, but the whole city, we have to take it very seriously. We do. And so in taking it seriously, I want to talk about one more thing. We had a very sad occurrence at our board meeting last week. Calvin, it was in the paper and on the news. I shared it on Facebook. We had a gentleman in our community by the name of Lee Nelson who came to address our board about concerns that he had on Daisy Street. Concerns because construction's been taking place there and it's been going on for a long time. In addition to that, a number of dilapidated properties along Daisy Street. And it was during his presentation that he had a health event and he fell over and he that evening passed away of what appears to be a massive heart attack. I've been so blessed to be able to spend time with his daughter and his family, and they were at our board meeting last night, and we dedicated that meeting to the honor of Mr. Nelson. And the very first thing we did, we had a moment of silence and then a word of prayer. But then we tackled the issue that he was so concerned about, the dilapidated properties. And as we researched the properties he was complaining about on Daisy Street, we found that all but one had been properly adjudicated, but the property owners had taken no action to clean the properties up. And so here he is. The people have been notified, legally taken through the process, and yet he's having to live in a neighborhood with dilapidated properties. Only one on his list had not been properly adjudicated, only because the damage had occurred back during the ice storm. Or maybe it was the combination of hurricane and ice storm. It had been a recent damage. So what we did last night is we actually adopted what we call the top 25, a list. And our Alderwoman Valencia Hall, in researching the law, found that we could follow a civil judgment process against these property owners and actually take them to court and require them to make these improvements and also pay the city back through court. And so we unanimously passed that list of 25 properties, and the city will be seeking civil judgments now against those dilapidated properties, their owners. This is just the first list. We actually have over 200 that we're going to be attacking in this manner. In addition to that, we passed a resolution, and I met with the Office of the County Tax Collector yesterday, and we are asking that properties that have come to the city because of forfeiture and because people have not paid their taxes and have not paid the adjudicated fees, that those properties be immediately put up for sale. And we're doing all of that out of respect for those in our community who were being represented last week by Mr. Lee Nelson, who was so concerned. We also have been updated on the construction project on Daisy Street, and it is scheduled to be complete by the fall. It should be a beautiful project and a very much needed improvement to that area. And we are very hopeful, and we ask everyone's patience until finally we can complete that project in the fall.
Well, everything's a lengthy process. We had some similar stuff based in the county during my time serving, that if you had a dilapidated property, we would go in as a county and we cleaned it and we would add it to the property owner tax.
Mm-hmm.
If you owe $5 on taxes, it took us 8 man hours or however much it was, X amount of labor. We added that to the tax roll, because a lot of times people live out of town. They have these properties in town. They have family members looking at these properties, and they really don't know about what's going on. You send them letters, it may get to that person, may not get to that person.
That's right.
And so, so we just started going in and say, hey, Mayor Gibson, if you don't have your property cleaned up by this date here, the county going to do is going to charge it to your taxes. And,
Yeah.
when you get your tax bill, it's going to be on there that we win this.
And Calvin, our problem now is with over 250 of these adjudicated properties, the city doesn't have the manpower to even get out there and clean them up, even if we were able to get the money from the property owner. So let's hope this civil judgment process will bear some results. I think we're out of time.
Well, yeah, we are. And of course, we thank you for coming by. I know we're a little bit earlier than normal on Tuesday night, but you got a busy schedule. Dustin got a busy schedule, but we were able to get some things out there about the weekend, some of the things that you want to share with the listeners about the meeting on last night, and condolences to the Nelson family. So we're glad that you did take time to stop by.
Thank you.
And, tell us about what was going on. So we do appreciate it.
Calvin, we appreciate you. We appreciate WTYJ, and we appreciate everyone on Facebook. And may I say, our prayers are with the family of Lee Nelson. But I also just want to say, Natchez, we love you and we appreciate you, and we're grateful for all the good things happening in our city. May you have a great night, and we're there to help you anytime.
And I'm not going to let you leave because this is a big weekend. You got to tell folks to have a safe weekend.
Folks, have a safe weekend. I tell you what, we celebrate the 4th of July in grand style this weekend, and I think they're still selling tickets. And we'll see you on the Bluff July 4th. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have been talking to Mayor Dan Gibson right here in the city of Natchez on the Natchez Renewal Radio Show. And of course,